Sadness. Sadness is something natural. It's an inbuilt program in us. All of us have it. And we cannot say, I'm not going to be sad, or I don't ever feel sad, because that cannot be true. It is something that is already in us. So we are going to experience sadness whenever certain life situations, a catalyst, triggers that emotion, that inbuilt emotion within us. And that's okay. That's absolutely fine. It is all natural that when we go through some separation, we may feel a bit of sadness. Certain life situations, life events that happen, we may feel sadness, and that's absolutely fine. That's all normal. But what is not good for us is when we allow that sadness to dwell in us for a longer period of time. That's when it can begin to become detrimental for our well-being. And this is why awareness is so important for our transformational journey. That I am sad because something happened, and that's okay. You can be sad for a few days, you can be sad for a few weeks, that's all fine. But we must become aware. Before, not too long, we must become aware that I have been feeling sad, or I have been in this state of sadness, grief, for a very long time. Sometimes people stay in this state for months, for years, and that's when it becomes detrimental for our physical well-being. Why? Because sadness is a lower vibrating frequencies, and anything that is low in frequency, they are heavy. And so that heaviness over a period of time starts to drag us down. And it's not easy for us to come back up once we have allowed that energy to control us for a long period of time. And therefore, it takes a bit of practice to break the habit of being sad, because we can easily get into it. We human beings are creatures of habit. We get into a habit very quickly. Whether that's eating certain type of food, drinking certain type of drinks, or watching certain type of movies, or going to certain places, or dressing a certain way. We keep doing the same things, or thinking the same kind of thoughts. We are creatures of habit, and so we keep doing it. And we can easily get into a habit of being a happy, joyful person, and equally we can get into a habit of being a sad and lonely person. But it's up to us what we want to do with ourselves, whether I want to remain in this sadness, whether I want to remain in this place of heaviness, in this place of darkness for a long time. That's the choice that you have to make. It's entirely up to you. Nobody can force you. It's your choice. Where do you want to remain? In a place of joy, in a place of high vibrating frequency where you're enjoying life, you're loving yourself, you're doing wonderful things, or you want to remain in a place of darkness, in a place of heaviness for a very long time. So the choice is yours. But we have to make that decision. I have to make that decision for myself. You have to make that decision for yourself. And that's where it can begin. Your awareness of, I have been in this place for a very long time and I no longer want to be here and therefore I want to change. That's what is going to start your process of transformation. You see, many people remain unaware for a very long time. For months, for years, and sometimes even lifetimes, they remain unaware of why I am like this. Why am I so heavy? Why am I in this place of darkness? Why do I feel so much sadness and grief? Why has this taken over me? Why has this taken over my life? Why is my life so sad? And they remain slumped on the sofa, watching TV, or talk about it to their friends and family, regurgitating the same information, either through speech or internally in our thoughts, thinking about it all the time. And unless we bring our awareness to it, unless we decide that I want to change this, I want to end this, it cannot change. We will remain in the same state for a very long time. So how do we change? How do we transform? How do we transform our sadness into something beautiful? Is it possible? Yes, it is. How do we do it? The first step is to declare to yourself that I've done enough of this sadness and I no longer want to do this. You can speak out loud, gently, but so that you can hear yourself. You can declare it to the universe. Dear universe, I have done enough of this sadness. I have been in this state for so long. You can even state the time if you wish. You don't need to. So you can just say, Dear universe, I have been in this state of sadness. I have been grieving for such a long time. And I don't have to do this anymore. I don't want to be in this state of darkness, in this state of heaviness. I now want to get myself out of this place. And so I'm allowing myself to be guided into a place of lightness, of joy, so that I can begin this process of transformation. So this is the first step. Once you become aware that you no longer want to be there, you make a declaration to the universe. And this is your promise to yourself. This is your commitment to yourself, that I am willing to take the step. I am willing to do what it takes to get me out of this state of sadness, because I no longer want to be here. I do not enjoy being in this place of heaviness, of darkness. I want to be out there, happy and joyful and enjoying life, enjoying every moment that life has to offer me. I want to be laughing, I want to be smiling, I want to be dancing, I want to be singing. And once you've done this first step, you create some new habits for yourself. Because new habits are what is going to help in creating a new self. Without new habits, we cannot change anything. We cannot create something new. Therefore, we have to make a conscious effort to do some new things. And one of the very beneficial way to bring about a change in our lifestyle, in our mental habits, in our emotional habits, in our physical habits, is to go outside first thing in the morning, get some fresh air. Just go for a short walk. It doesn't have to be long. It can be long. If you have time, you can spare half an hour. That's brilliant. Go outside, get some fresh air, do some breathing, gentle inhale and gentle exhale, all the way into your belly and out from your belly. Do some gentle breathing as you're walking mindfully. Focus on the breath and enjoy the freshness of the morning, the rising sun, the light from the rising sun, the birds singing. And feel the breeze, if there is one, on your face. Enjoy that. Enjoy this new perspective. Something that perhaps you have never experienced before. Or if you did walk, perhaps you were not being mindful and not really listening to the birds, or feeling the fresh air on your face, the breeze on your face, or the gentle inhale all the way into your belly. Perhaps you've never felt this. It's something new for the body. Hey, the body is going to say, this is something new. It's wonderful. So just going outside, getting some fresh air, even if it's just for 10 minutes, will do wonders in changing, in creating some fresh new perspective for your body and mind. And then you can incorporate some gentle exercise. If you practice yoga or qigong, that's wonderful. And if you don't, that's fine too. Because some people may say, oh, I don't do yoga or qigong, I don't know how to do it. That's okay. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do anything that has a name. You can just simply move your joints, just basic movements to move your wrists, your elbows, your knees, your shoulders. Everybody can do that. Or some simple stretching exercises, stretching out your hands, moving your hips. Everybody can do that. Everybody knows that. And you can even incorporate this in your walk if you're going somewhere in a park or somewhere in a woodland, somewhere in nature, which is really nice to do so. You can stop and do that stretching exercises for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and just inhale deep into your entire body. And just bringing in this new perspective to your morning, the start of your day, will bring a wonderful change, will lift your energies, will lift your vibrations straight away. And going out in nature does that. It cleanses and purifies your heavy energies. So you can go out and even connect with trees, and you can surrender all your sadness, all your grief, whatever it is that you've been carrying, your worries, whatever it is, you can surrender to the trees. You can hug a tree or touch a tree with your palms and just say, I am surrendering whatever it is that I've been carrying, this grief, this sadness. I am now surrendering it to you. Thank you for making it lighter for me. Thank you. Never forget to thank nature or the trees or the universe for taking the heaviness away from you. And when you go out in nature first thing in the morning and release your heaviness consciously, move your body. And once you start to move your body, you will move the stagnant energies that have been in your body. Because that's what heavy, dense energies do. They become stagnant. They're not able to flow when energy is meant to flow. And we are energy beings. Everything must flow for our well-being. When things become stagnant, that's when it becomes complicated for us. And therefore, moving our body first thing in the morning, creating some new perspective, creating some movement in our energy system, in our body, is a wonderful way to bring a change, a transformation. And then you can also try something new, something different, to get dressed in a different way from the usual. Change the way you dress. Try something new in a way that you don't usually dress yourself. Eat something different, not the usual things you eat. And what these things are going to do by doing something new, wearing something different, eating something new, all of these doing new things are just going to create some new information, fire some new neurons in your brain, in your body. And your body and mind are going to love it. That so many new things are coming in. Because we love new things. We love learning. We love new things. New information. Because we are that way by design. We're built to continue to learn, to be eternal students, and to do new things. And that's when we thrive. When things become old and stagnant and we do the same thing, feeling sad, watching TV, eating the same food, doing the same thing again, feeling sad, watching TV, eating the same food, feeling heavy, and go to sleep, wake up, do the same thing. And we're doing that same thing again and again. Our body, our brain is not able to fire any new neurons to create a transformation. So whenever the sadness kicks in next time, just say gently, I am not going to entertain this sadness anymore because I wish to end it now. I have done enough of this and I want to change my life. That's all you've got to say. And you speak kindly to yourself, speak gently to yourself. Out loud that you can hear, but kindly and gently to yourself, as you would do when you speak to somebody who is in pain and suffering. You would speak kindly, won't you? So speak to yourself in that way, in a gentle way, but firm, and saying that I am not going to do this anymore. I've done enough of this. I am now ready for a change. And the moment you make this declaration to yourself or yourself, then this is going to get the ball rolling for your transformation. So you have made the declaration, you've taken the new steps to do things that will bring some fresh perspectives in your life, to fire some new neurons, to rewire yourself in new ways. And then you can use the time to convert the time that you had spent in sadness. You can now convert it into something beautiful. So how do you do that? For example, if you spent 3 hours watching TV whenever you felt sad before, because you didn't want to do anything else, you felt heavy and you were not motivated to do anything else, and therefore you just went onto the sofa and you just watched TV. So you sat there 3-4 hours doing that. Now this time, as you are committed to this new you, you're going to transform yourself. So initially you have to make some effort, because you are in the habit of the old ways, and the body and mind will just try to take you back to the same old habit, and you have to break that habit. And in order to break that habit, you have to do something new. You have to teach yourself not to listen to the old ways, the old advice. So when the old advisor mind comes in and says to you, oh, let's turn on the TV and watch something, you can say politely, no, I'm done doing that. Today, I am going to use my time to create something beautiful. So you can do whatever it is that you love. If you love creating art, if you love painting, if you love sketching, if you love doing crafts, you love creating things, or if you love music, you love singing, if you love dancing, whatever it is, something creative, you love gardening, you love cooking, there can be so many things that you can do to use your creative energy. And that's what it's about. To use the time to create something new. Something that you really love, that you love to do, but you haven't had the time to do it. And now you can find that time to do it. So whenever the sadness kicks in, you can gently push it away and say, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I've done enough of this. I'm now going to use this time to create something. Because when we use our creative abilities that are already present within us, we are, again, using our own innate power to fire new information, new neurons, because that's what it does. And this is why creating something, doing something we really love, and using our own innate creative abilities is such a powerful transformational tool. So that's all you've got to do. And initially it may take a bit of an effort to say no to the old ways. And then you slot in the place of that, the new habit, which is saying kindly and gently, speaking to yourself, that no, I'm not going to do this sadness anymore. I've done enough of this. I am just going to do something new now. And you can take a deep breath. Exhale through the mouth. Release that sadness into the light, because light cleanses and transmutes all energies for us. So you can do that. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, all cleansed and transmuted by the light. And then you spend some time, half an hour, doing something you absolutely love. And when you're doing that, you are going to fire new neurons because you're using your creative abilities, but also you are going to create the happy chemicals within you. The serotonin boosts, the dopamine boosts, the beautiful chemicals that you have within you, you're going to start firing those. You're going to activate those chemicals within you. And then when you have created your wonderful, whatever it is that you've created in that time, whether it's a piece of art or whether it's something you have cooked or baked or something you have planted in the garden or something you have built, something you have, whatever it is that you have done. And when you come out of it, after the half an hour, after the hour, you can relish the beauty of what you have created. That I have done this. I have not spent my time sitting in sadness because I've done enough of that. And now I have learned to transform the energy of sadness into something beautiful. That's how easy it is. But yes, it takes a bit of practice. It takes a bit of effort initially. But the more you practice it, like any habit, it will become easy to switch yourself out of sadness. It will become that easy as well. It's just a habit. Like every habit, the more you do it, the better you get. And this is what we're here for. We are here to transform. We are here to learn from our stories. It's okay to feel sadness. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to feel rejected. It's okay to feel all of these lower vibrating frequencies whenever we get triggered by a catalyst. It is fine, as long as we do not allow ourselves to dwell in them. We do not allow ourselves to remain controlled by these lower frequencies. And this is our shift as a collective, as a group of people, humanity. It is time for us to make this shift in order to go up a level in our evolution story. It is time for us to make this shift that We are not here to remain in darkness for a long time. Yes, darkness plays a part in our expansion journeys, in our transformational journeys, because without the darkness, we would not know how to appreciate light. So yes, darkness is important, and they play a part, and we are grateful for the darkness. But we are not to remain in the darkness forever. We're not here to remain in sadness, in grief for a long time. We feel the sadness, we let it go. We're here to transform. We're here to be our own alchemists, and we all are. We all are these powerful beings who have the abilities to do that, to transform, transmute our pain, our suffering, our darknesses, and come into the light. And this is where we're heading in our evolution story, to remember who we really are, to remember our powers, and to use it responsibly for our own transformational journeys and for our collective expansion journeys. Let's begin.